I'm the man on the outside looking in. So let me in from the cold. Turn my head into gold. 'Cause there's a chill wind blowing through my soul, and I feel I'm growing old. Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar and to Pink Floyd Friday. Today we're doing What's the Deal, which was off of Obscured by Clouds. And this is the album to release just before Dark Side of the Moon. Now, they were working on Dark Side of the Moon during this time, but they were sort of taking a break from that to do this film score for this movie called La Veille, which was the second time they had worked with a specific director, Barbet Schroeder. And the first movie was More. And so that was a big success. They had a lot of great music on that album. And so they decided to work with him again and on this movie. But this was the last movie they would really write a soundtrack for. And Nick Mason in his book talks about how really this album was pretty rushed. I think they recorded and even wrote most of the album in just a span of a few weeks. They recorded it in France at Strawberry Studios, north of Paris. And, you know, for working in such a tight time frame, it's actually a really good record, well respected and admired by Pink Floyd fans, including myself. I have done Childhood's End on this album, so I'll leave a link to that lesson in the description below, a little bit more of a rockin' song. This song is sort of more of a ballad and a very nice acoustic piece. And the lyrics have to do with nostalgia and looking back and reminiscing and, you know, growing old, etc. But musically, we have this G chord that's really nice because it's G here. It's actually a really good exercise for the right hand because we're doing alternate picking. So I'm going to break that down. And just a good thing to be able to do alternate picking across strings, all right? And then we descend chromatically, meaning one fret at a time. F sharp, and just move both fingers down a fret. All right, so there's G major 7, now to F, that's G7. Now to E, that's G6. Now to E flat, that's an interesting one because that's pretty much a augmented G now. And Roger is still playing a G bass, so this is all over G. Once we get to the D, which is the fifth of the key, kind of do a walk up, back down to a D chord, and then D sus2. That's the entire verse. Very easy to play. A beginner can do this no problem. The tricky part will be doing the alternate picking, so worth learning. And the solos, Richard Wright had a wonderful sort of almost a jazzy kind of solo. And then Gilmour plays a slide solo, which I'm not going to teach in this lesson, but, you know, it's really nice. Right? He does it not on an acoustic, but on an electric, and it's very nice. I could teach that at another time, but Gilmour played this live at the Royal Albert Hall in 2006 for his On an Island tour, and on that live version he plays it on a lap steel, and it's just beautiful. So you might want to check that out. I'll leave a link for that as well in the description below. There'll be a tab for this on the Patreon, and you can check that out at the lowest level of $2. Other than that, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and you know, I only have had this channel for 2 years, and it's part of the reason why it's kind of lower subscriber numbers in some of the bigger channels. So every subscriber really helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. So let's jump on in and learn this song. All right, so we'll start with the intro, which is the same part as the verse. And we're going to stick to the first 4 strings of the guitar, really, for for the entire verse. On the chorus, we start strumming some open chords, which are all chords you're probably familiar with. So we should be able to breeze through this. What we want to do is, let's get our 5th fret, 4th string, 3rd fret, 1st string. And we're going to do this right hand pattern for every chord. So let's learn it now, and we'll just apply it to each chord. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. And then you're done. One more time. 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. Now you're going to want to do alternate picking. So that would be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Slower. A little quicker. Okay. Now we move down a fret with both fingers. And we do the same thing. Move down a fret, same thing. Move down a fret, and you'll notice that the 1st string is now open. Kind of looks like a top half of an E minor chord. Okay. Now we go to 1st fret, 4th string, and I would recommend that with your index finger. Pretty wild there. It's actually a flat 9 interval, but they got away with it. Not very common. Okay. So you've got all that. Now we do just alternating between the 4th and 3rd strings. So there's that one. Now 1st fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, and then we go to a D chord. So it would be. Okay. Now we go to a D chord. We go same pattern as before. So 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 3rd. Now we go to a D sus2 in the same pattern. Okay? So that's the entire verse. When we start singing, you might just want to strum, because when you're singing it might be more difficult to play that. So why don't we play this entire verse at tempo? 3, 4. Looks alright from where I stand. E flat on the land. Here's the walk. 1, 2, 1, D. D sus2. And then that repeats for another phrase. Alright? Then we go to the chorus. The strumming pattern is very simple. It's down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or down, down, up, down, up. Or a variation between the two. Okay? So let's practice that. That would be G. Well, let me teach you the chords first. G, then G7. G7 is 1st fret, 1st string. So I recommend this type of G to prepare for that, where you use your pinky on the 3rd fret. Now G7, okay? Now C, down, up. So you go down, down, up, and then down. C over B, so just go to 2nd fret, 5th string, down, A minor, down, down, up. And on the studio version, they have the pinky on the 3rd fret. Live version, they don't, so either one. So that would be from the beginning. G to G7. Here's the C, down, down, C, B, A minor, down, up, up. Back to G. Just stay there. Now go to D7. D9. Lift the 1st string. So we're going from D7 to D9, meaning 1st string open. So O, 2, 1, O. And then the whole thing repeats. So let's do the whole chorus together. 3, 4. So let me in from the cold. Turn, let's C. A, C, B, A minor, G. We're going to get ready for the D7. Here. D, C9, and then another verse. The second verse is when he says, "What's the deal?" So he says the title there. Okay? That's the entire song. That's the beginning of the keyboard solo. And the guitar solo is there, but that's beyond the scope. So really, that's it. Verse and chorus. And, you know, take this part seriously with the alternate picking, because that can be tricky, but it's worth being really clear that it's down, up, every time switching. And then that'll translate to other songs. All right? There you go. Enjoy.